If you have your whole life figured out and you've never second-guessed yourself, then this video is not for you. If you do have doubts and questions and uncertainty and confusion and are still trying to figure out the path forwards, maybe I have something to offer. I have done so much of the work. I've spent 7 years doing silent meditation retreats. I have spent year after year of journaling. I have done so much crying and so much healing through so many different modalities. And still, sometimes I'm lost. And I have to remind myself that that doesn't mean that I'm doing something wrong. That is simply the process. That is the path. We get lost so we can re-find ourselves, so we can rewrite the story of who we are. Because if we don't get lost, we can get stuck in a story which can become less and less true as time goes on. We are continuously changing beings. The person that sits in front of you now is a totally different person that sat in front of you last week. I am changing, unraveling, evolving continuously. And that is usually a quiet thing. It doesn't always come through in lightning bolts and breakthroughs, but sometimes on a quiet Monday afternoon when there's so much going on, and instead of trying to run away from that, I sit with it and I face myself. And this idea that people have life figured out, and this is presented to us so frequently nowadays through social media in particular, I don't buy it. I think that there's an ignoring of certain aspects of themselves. It's playing a role, and it may not be so impressive to be doing the work, and just rather to say, yeah, I'm not certain, but I'm here. I'm being present and I am staying with it and I'm doing what I need to do. We can get caught up in taking action after action and getting lost in this trajectory that we feel like we're moving towards the thing that we want to get to. And on that path, we can lose ourselves because we get so focused on the process itself of these checkpoints that we have to hit that we forget to check in with ourselves to see if we still want to get to that checkpoint, if that still serves us. And I think more and more within me, there's this sense of allowing, because there are so many different things vying for our attention, both externally and internally. So many things that want our energy and our time and want to be heard. And we need to be discerning around those things. And so I find it useful sometimes just to step beyond that for a moment, to take a step back and to try and observe things objectively, instead of getting lost in all of these different stories, and just allowing space, maybe a breath and a moment to check in, to see what's really going on. because the path that we're on is not an autobahn. It's not a straight line from here to the finish line. And in fact, there is no finish line. This is a continually moving set of goalposts. And we are an ever morphing football. We take different shapes, we take on different roles, we morph into different things. There are different things which are alive in us at different times, and it's about really listening to that. So not always being right, but listening for the answers that are already there. So yeah, I don't have everything figured out, but I don't need to. I have the capacity to listen, and maybe that's good enough. So if you're feeling behind, you're not. You just haven't reached the finish line yet. And that's the point. The finish line is not to be reached. We are simply here to live this life instead of trying to complete it. Yeah. If this resonates with you, leave a comment below. But I'm sending you so much love. I'm hoping you're well, and I'll see you next time.